It's Tuesday, November 4th, 5:18 p.m., so that means we're 2 hours past the NFL trade deadline, and we are going to run through everything that happened today and how it impacts fantasy football, Dynasty fantasy football. So let's jump right into it. First, we're going to start here. We're going to start at some of the deals that took place earlier this weekend, last week, just so we're fresh. So first, we've got Roger McCreary to the Rams. Doesn't really change much for us. Keon White, Kyle Duggar, these are defensive players, so as much as we love them. John Mechie to the Jets, which is definitely a position of interest there, and it's interesting to see what we can get from John Mechie, who's had some good games, but also he's had a tough career so far. Jair Alexander was traded last week, we saw as well. Jalen Phillips to the Eagles also. Eagles made quite a few moves before the week. Draymond Jones, Logan Wilson. This is the one that Jerry Jones was talking about on Monday night. So he's going to Dallas from the Bengals, but that's not the biggest trade we saw Dallas make today. A lot of fun trades. Jakobi Meyers. Yesterday we talked about Jakobi Meyers. He is not going to be on the team, or most likely not on the team after the trade deadline. He didn't want to be there. He made a trade request, and it looks like, yes, he has finally been dealt. He's going to the Jaguars for a 4th and a 6th rounder. And on face value, you're like, wow, they gave up. That's a pretty good return for him. And then I looked at the Jaguars picks, and here's what they're sitting with currently. So after the Jakobi Meyers trade, they traded down in the 3rd round, got 2 additional 3rd round selections. So it's looking like they burned neither of them. They've got those 2 thirds from Minnesota, 4th from Detroit, 4th from Minnesota, 5th from Philly, their own 5th. So they're fine. Of course, yes, they burnt that first rounder that they had when they traded up to get Travis Hunter. So they don't have a first rounder in 2026, but they still have a decent amount of draft capital, considering they also just gave up a 4th and a 6th round pick. So they're not in rough shape. They've got enough. They've got enough to attack the 2026 draft and even move around the board with some of these picks. Say if they package a couple 3rds in the 2nd, maybe move back into the 1st. Who knows? Also, it all depends on how their record finishes, because the value of these two could drastically change depending on how this back half of the season goes for the Jags. So that's the big one. Jakobi Meyers goes to the Jaguars. They've been inconsistent outside of BTJ and some from Travis Hunter, but with Travis Hunter heading to IR, they need a guy. And this also gives them some more flexibility if they want to play Travis Hunter on defense more. As Travis Hunter owners, this isn't too fun. But I think that it's going to pay benefits to the Jacksonville offense as a whole. A lot less pressure on BTJ and on Travis Hunter when Hunter is healthy. And also it gives Trevor Lawrence another weapon, and he has not been passing the ball great this year. So definitely something to help him out. I'm curious, though. I may be wrong, but I'm just interested in how many years he has left on his contract. So I believe he's in the final year. Yes, he's in the final year. So they can re-sign him. They don't have to. But that's where the Jaguars are, and I think that's a good move for them. If they want to stay afloat with Hunter on IR, and they're losing a weapon. They've got the backs. The backs really balled out this week, but they need that receiving help. So now we jump over to the big one today. Sauce Gardner. And in my opinion, Sauce Gardner is probably the best cornerback in the NFL that was available for trade. Because, I'd say that the best right now is Pat Surtain, but he's not. The Broncos aren't giving him up. So I'd say that Sauce Gardner is the best coverage corner that could have been acquired by trade today. But the price, you're giving up 2 first-round picks and a former first-round pick with Adonai Mitchell for a guy like Sauce Gardner. So the Jets, or the Colts, I should say, they really believe they're going to go all in. They've got Daniel Jones on that cheap contract. I believe it's 2 years, $20 million. I'm just going to double check that. So this is the time to go all in. Oh, never mind. 1 year, $14 million. But like it says here, he was previously on a 4-year, $160 million extension. So it's not like he's starved for money and he's gonna demand a really, really high contract. I would not be surprised if he's really thankful to be in Indianapolis. May take a slight pay cut, not a massive one, but might take a slight pay cut. Not going to be getting paid the high top dollar quarterback, because of course he hasn't proven that he deserves to be paid that. But yes, he's been playing great. So I would not be surprised if we saw Chris Ballard of the Indianapolis Colts, nail Daniel Jones down for the long term, especially with the weird stuff going on with Anthony Richardson. But what this signals is that they believe that they are in a win now window. They're giving up their first round pick, I believe, both this year and next year. So they think, okay, 2-year window, our picks are going to be in the back half. Yes, they are still valuable in the first round, but they're getting a guy like Sauce Gardner and Adonai Mitchell, who kind of was struggling to break out in that scheme, in that Indianapolis Colts offense. And when they're playing 12 personnel, it's already hard enough to find playing time as a receiver like that. They've got Michael Pittman Jr., who's been very reliable, and they've got other guys like Alex Pierce and Josh Downs. So I think this really works out for the Jets. I mean, you're selling house, you're rebuilding, you're getting 2 first-round picks, which are going to be huge, and you're also getting a former highly drafted wide receiver prospect in Adonai Mitchell to play across from Garrett Wilson. So I'm excited to see that. I think it's gonna be helpful for their offense. I don't think that Justin Fields is the long-term solution at quarterback by any means, but definitely going to be a piece that they can use moving forward. And he's on a rookie contract, so they don't have really any contractual obligation to him. They are saving a lot of money and getting a lot of high upside pieces with 2 first-round picks and Adonai Mitchell. So yeah, I mean, you're leading the AFC. Why not go all in? So Sauce Gardner, yeah, he's on a big deal. I think he's getting paid like 30-something million a year. But he's one of the youngest, like, most promising stars, and they were able to acquire him. That's the big thing too. Like, not many guys are acquirable, and they got him. So jumping up to the next one, Seahawks add wide receiver Rashid Shaheed. And here's what I found really interesting. Torrey Horton played great when he was filling in for Cooper Kupp. And that Seattle offense looked electric. So this is really interesting. I think that they're doubling down. They want to add another weapon, another piece, in the event that Cooper Kupp continues to struggle with injury. And as you can see, he has a history with Mr. Kubiak. So Rashid Shaheed going to the Seahawks. Now jumping up here. Nothing we really need to touch on there. The Quinnen Williams chatter has kind of existed for a while. And the Jets go out with a bang in their house sell, sending out Quinnen Williams and getting a first, second, and Mazi Smith back. And I believe this first round pick is going to be the worst the best between the Packers and the Cowboys from the pick that they got. So they got value. And I mean, you gave up Parsons, you got Kenny Clark and a couple picks, and now you're sending one of those picks and going out and getting a guy like Quinnen Williams, and Mazi Smith was a healthy scratch last night. So, I mean, I'm totally with it. I think Mazi Smith was a first rounder as well, if I'm not mistaken. I love fact checking when Mazi Smith drafted. Yeah, 26th overall in 2023. So he's still young. I mean, he's only 24 years old. So definitely still has a big shot to produce at the NFL level. And getting him with Aaron Glenn will probably pay dividends for his career. But yeah, they get a first round pick, second round pick, Mazi Smith, and they clear up some cap because Williams was on a big contract. I do not want to run up the middle against the Dallas Cowboys, that is for sure. So take that into consideration. If you're starting a running back and you're on the fringe and you see the Dallas Cowboys as their matchup, yeah, I'd go the other way. So that's the last one we got there. Chargers sent out a 6th-round pick for O-lineman Trevor Penning from the Saints. Yes. Joe Alt injury. So Joe Alt and Slater out. I think, yeah, sending a 2027 6th and getting a versatile piece like Penning, who you can hopefully start at multiple different positions, will definitely soften the blow that is taken from losing a guy like Joe Alt. So I think that's all we've really got. I mean, the big shockers today were definitely the Jets moves, but that doesn't. I don't think that the night is going to end there. I want to see what the NFL cut candidates are. So there's probably going to be some guys that are cut tonight after the trade deadline. Let's see, what is this? What is this article here? No. Well, still interesting. Jalen Waddle didn't go. Breece Hall didn't go. And Breece Hall was very active on Twitter too. Like, he was posting a bunch of weird, like, he was posting GIFs, changing his banner, posting emojis. I was thinking Chiefs. That was my guess. But yeah, it's a contract year for him, so they could have gotten something for him, I bet. But no. Reek Woolen was another one I was surprised that didn't move. He's like not even playing that much either in Seattle because their secondary is pretty solid. So that's another one I was surprised. Jacoby Myers, I knew that was going to happen. Mark Andrews, no, I didn't think so. Olave, no. Yeah, Phillips, that one happened. Let's see. Logan Will, yeah. Wilson is staying put, and Kirk is staying put. And if anybody, I mean, I think, well, they got Jameis there too. I could see them maybe releasing Russell Wilson. After trade deadline. No, I don't think so. That's all old stuff. Does not help us. Does not give us something to really think about. Oh, but coming back to the Cardinals, it was stated that Jacoby Brissett is going to be the starter moving forward. Or, well, I don't know about moving forward, but for the time being, I should say. So, Sunday against the Seahawks, who are coming off of a hot game, Jacoby will start, and Kyler will keep working on his health, according to Gannon. He likes what he's seeing from the offense, and I don't blame him, and they're going to move from there. And he's not ruling out Murray being active. He's just not going to be starting. So I think that I read something that, like, the injury that Kyler Murray has, there's a big chance for re-injury, I think. So I think with how good, or with how much better the offense is looking with Brissett, I should say, they're gonna give Kyler Murray some more time to recover and really get to 100% before they throw him out there and he's not all there, because you don't want to make a decision. If they were to make a decision this offseason, you don't want to make a decision on a player like that based off of him when he was not at 100%. So I think it's completely fair for them to give Jacoby Brissett, yes, at least one more turn as the quarterback and see what happens with Kyler Murray. But yeah, I'm kind of it's kind of intriguing how the Cowboys go all in, considering their record and schedule we are going to take a peek at. So yes, the Cowboys are currently 3-5-1, and they are second in the NFC East, behind, I'm only guessing, the Eagles, right? Yeah, they've got to be behind the Eagles, but I'm not thinking that the Giants, and I mean, the Giants are probably decently far behind. Commanders have been dealing with injuries, so I don't even know if playoffs are. I don't think it's crazy to say that playoffs probably aren't in the cards for the Cowboys. So it's interesting to see them go all in. But let's look at the schedule. Let's look at their schedule moving forward. You've got Las Vegas, week 11. I'd say that's probably a win. Then you got Philly, that's a loss. Kansas City, that's a loss. Detroit, that's a loss. Minnesota, that's a loss. So you're going 1-4. I'm saying 1-5. I'm going to give you a loss against Los Angeles, too. So you're going 1-5. So you're going to be 3-10-1, is my guess. And those aren't even like crazy to say. Primetime JJ McCarthy, come on. You got to know better than that. But what am I to say? Who knows? Maybe the Cowboys, maybe adding Quinnen Williams was the piece that they really needed to be able to go out and shut down all these teams on this tough stretch. And then you got 2 wins at the end. So I'd say, I mean, if Jaden Daniels isn't healthy, he's going to be fresh off that injury. Let's say they win both those games for the sake of maybe they get an upset here. So they'd go 2-5 the rest of the way up. 5-10-1. No, not good. And my math could be wrong there, but still, that's putting you like top 20 pick, and you don't own your first rounder. So really, you'd be turning over a pretty similar roster for the next season. I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting what they do, but I mean, they're the Cowboys. They always do crazy stuff like this, like we've seen. But they've got draft capital too, right? No, yeah, they've got draft capital with the Micah trade. I forgot about that. Yes, they do have a pick. It's just going to be, I can't remember if it's the worst or the best from their records of what they sent to Quinnen Williams. I think it's the worst. So let's see this. New York will receive the higher of the 2 first-round picks in 2027. So they're going to receive the Cowboys pick. Or does like higher mean like higher draft number? I don't know. I don't know if it means like lower or higher. I'm assuming that means they take the best pick. So like it's like a pick swap in the NBA kind of. So yeah, I'm assuming it's going to be whatever is the top pick. So they're still going to have a draft pick. I mean, it's a good deal, but are you getting what could you be missing out on is always the question. But I'm a big draft guy. I love the draft, so that's always how I'm going to think. But yeah, not a fan of this end of the year. I mean, really tough stretch going down the way. So I don't know. I think there's a high chance that we see some more guys get cut, or see some guys get cut and more guys join new teams. So if we do, we will update that Thursday or Friday. I don't know which day I'm going to record yet, but yeah, that's all I got for today. Kind of just breaking down the trade deadline. Not too many crazy things happening. No Breece Hall news. That was really what I was rooting for, was like a Breece Hall to Kansas City would have been fun. But these things happen. It's the NFL. You never know. It's the best reality TV show known to man. So that's what we got for today, and we will catch you later this week.